In this chapter, taken from Don Miguel's lectures, he focuses on the subject of life after death. Death is nothing but a transformation. It is merely a concept that scares humans when they face any transformation. Fear of death is often especially strong when the human body begins to lose awareness at the end of life. The body ceases to feel or to breathe. The body is aware that it will be destroyed, while, little by little, we return to life. Nonetheless, we speak of life after death, which means we believe we will still be alive after the body dies. For thousands of years, men have asked themselves about life after death. Their answers have ranged from everything stops to we will live again through reincarnation. There is life after death, although we cannot prove it. We cannot prove many things that we believe, but we know they exist. The human body needs material energy to survive in the form of water, food, and oxygen. Dreams, emotions, and the mind do not require material energy, so why should they be destroyed? Our mind is alive. The mind is made from ethereal energy. The mind is made by thinking. We think with the mind, not the brain. The mind has awareness. The brain is a tool of perception. With the brain, we can perceive light and sounds that are transformed by the brain into ethereal energy. Whatever we perceive has an emotional component. The emotional component will create the energy of the emotions, the imagination, the astral mind, and the dream. The main function of the brain is to transform energy from matter into ethereal energy. This wonderful process converts oxygen and sugar into emotion. The function of the mind is to dream 24 hours a day. The waking dream has a material structure. In sleep, the dream also seems to have a structure. While awake, our mind is affected by cycles of energy through the day as the light changes, and this rhythm gives the mind a notion of time and space. During sleep, we do not perceive energy from outside ourselves, but the mind dreams images, including an image of our own body. We can talk, see, and even fly in a dream. We do not notice that we are asleep when we are dreaming. The two different kinds of dream flow into one another. The sleeping dream continues the waking dream without the structure of time and space, and vice versa, meaning the waking dream continues the sleeping dream with the structure of time and space. We can dream our whole life in an hour, or in an hour we can live 5 or 10 minutes. Something that makes the connection between the inner dream and the outer dream is called reason. Reason is the part of the mind that tries to qualify and understand everything. Reason wants to say, this is real and this is unreal. Reason gives us the illusion that the dream is real as long as the dream has a material framework. We see the material framework as reality. We do not notice that we are interpreting reality according to the dream or the collective agreements that we are in at the moment. In our interpretation of the dream, we make our own movie. We will find that our interpretation is no different from that of others who witnessed the same interaction, so that indicates that we are all dreaming together. The mind is alive. You might think, I am the body, or I am the mind, and then your mind will be afraid to die. It is afraid that when the body and brain die, life will be over and it will no longer have awareness, but that is not true. I had a car accident when I was in medical school. The car crashed and was completely destroyed. I saw myself asleep at the wheel. At that moment, I was out of my body, so I knew that I am not my body. I was completely shaken because what I had thought was real was not real. I knew I was living in an illusion. I had many goals at that time. I was at the university with only 1 year left before becoming a medical doctor. I was worried that I was leaving reality, but it was not real at all. My concept of reality changed immediately. That was the moment I knew that we are not finished when the body dies. We continue. After the accident, I began to study my dreams because I think what happens to us when we die is like a dream. I started with the notion that the state of death will be very similar to what happens when we dream. That is exactly true. The body dies and the mind continues to dream. When we go to sleep and we dream, our brain is completely shut off. Our reason notices that we are dreaming and it tries to wake the brain. Reason's task is to say, this is real, this is not real. Reason always needs to hook into a material framework. The material framework makes the reason feel safe. Without it, the reason has no support. In the death state, this interaction between the reason and the brain cannot occur. Without the body, reason cannot awaken the brain and make the connection with the material framework. Yet, the mind, without the brain, continues to dream. The mind retains all our identity and memory. It keeps going, even if the supply of energy is cut. The mind is not receiving any new emotional energy from the dead brain, but it is still attached to its memories. The mind can suddenly become aware of its death state, and that may be a shock. Many die without the awareness of their death. Many who are living in their own body do not have the awareness that they are dead. Those who remain in the dream of hell are actually dead, in the point of view of the Toltecs. We remember that everything that exists is life. In the dream of hell, we dream that we are not God, or we are not life. We have created a God who is superior to us. The God we have created takes away our responsibility to be what we are, and doles out both fear and punishment. The day the dreamer awakes and becomes God or life is the same as the resurrection. First, we have to become aware that we are dead. Then we can awake. Miguel discovered that the ancient Toltecs knew that the mind would continue to dream after death. They worried that they would die and their nightmare would continue, but they were not sure how long the nightmare would last. They focused their efforts on how to control the dream while they were alive, both the waking and sleeping dream. This was the knowledge they taught. Essentially, they discovered that everything the mind perceives is a dream. The Toltecs learned that the mind is not eternal. The mind will eventually die and go back to the spirit, or to the intent, but the mind continues to dream and to be transformed for many years after the brain dies. When the mind finally dies, this is the end of the dream. This interval in which the mind continues to dream explains many paranormal phenomena that happen in this world. Once we understand the death process, we will realize why people hear ghosts and see objects moving apparently by their own power. Dying means the liberation of the body, and it entails losing the connection or losing the reason. The result of death is that the dream is split in two. The mind continues to dream the inner dream, but it is no longer connected with the outer dream. Even though the body might still be functioning, though decomposing, the mind loses its rational connection. The body is a human being, and the mind is also a human being. They mix and are connected by reason. At death, the mind takes responsibility for itself. Fundamentally, we are living in an illusion. The happiness we seek is illusory too. It is a ghost. We may feel happiness for a brief moment, but it is not sustained because happiness is not from outside. Happiness is a state of mind, like suffering. It can only come in our personal dream, not from material reality. Our success and happiness depend upon the quality of our personal dream and ethereal reality. If we are dreaming the nightmare when we die, we will continue to do so until we discover that we are dead. This is very similar to discovering that we are asleep in a nightmare. There will be a moment after death that we grasp, oh, I am dead. I have no body. I have no brain. All those goals I had are gone and I am helpless because my own creations, my own fears, my own angers are hurting me. At that moment, no one else will be interacting with us that we are aware of until we discover how to control and change the dream. The possibility of changing the dream after we die is very low, partially because the mind will eventually be absorbed. The dream will fade little by little until our inner energy that made our dream is absorbed and the nightmare is over. Then we receive a new body, a new brain, new parents, a new name, in a different environment, and the new cycle begins. The process will continue, life after life, until in one of those lives we decide that this is a dream. Everything around us is a dream within a material framework. With that awareness, we again have the opportunity to change the nightmare into a pleasant dream. At this moment, you are alive. Your opportunity to change the dream is excellent. You have only to become aware that you are dreaming, and so is everyone else around you. That single perception alters the way you interact with other people. You see that they are dreaming, but your dream has changed, and it continues to change more and more as your awareness grows. We see that we are dreaming with our minds, not with our body, nor with our brain, and we sense that the mind will continue to dream beyond death. Death loses power when we accept that what dies is the dream, not the dreamer. We are what continues. Behind the dream lies the mind, and behind the mind lies energy. All energy has awareness, perception, and memory. We can perceive energy without our eyes. All energy is alive. This is the point. If we can perceive energy without benefit of our physical self, then we are close to the source of creation. Everything is created from energy, from light, including ourselves. We are light. The dream is light. The dreamer is light. The soul is light. Energy is light. All action and reaction begins in the spirit. Spirit is that property of energy that makes any transformation possible. Spirit is the pure consciousness that creates everything. It is light by itself. It is eternal. It cannot be destroyed. Therefore, if we are light and light is eternal, death does not exist. Death is a state of illusion, and it only exists in a dream. We find now that the creation of the universe is nothing but a dream of intent, a dream of spirit, a dream of life, a dream of God. Why be afraid of death when we have this awareness? An edifice of light is light. We are not the brain. We are not the heart. We are what makes our heart beat. We are light. We are life. Life uses all these instruments to perceive, to transform, to express, to live, and to die. When the body dies, we will continue to perceive with different tools. The mind dies, and we will still perceive, even without tools, because we are light. This is what Jesus meant when he said, "I am the light. I am he who gives life because I am eternal." This is the Toltec message, too. There is only one message because there is just one. In all realities, in all universes, if we understand that, we can understand everything. If we focus our intention, we will understand it. Death is transformation, and it occurs constantly. Every moment that has passed is death. Each moment gives us the opportunity to live in the present. The past does not exist. The future has not yet come. I am dying all the time. I am adapting to every change in the dream of life. I die every day because I am not attached to what happened 1 moment ago. I let it go, and this makes me free. This is what we call the Toltec way: surrender to death. When we surrender to death, we live only in the moment. Many people who do not surrender to death live in the past or the future, and thereby they miss the present. In the point of view of the Toltecs, they are dead. There is an angel of death and an angel of life who teach us how to live intensely every second of our lives. The angel of death clears away the debris of our lives. Everything has a reason for living or being, including the cycle of life in a human body. We have the opportunity to really enjoy this universe while we are living. The idea that we will live forever in this universe limits our experience of other universes that may be as beautiful as this one. Death, the transformation of this life state into another form, is a process that is working perfectly. There is no reason to change it. Once you lose attachment for the body, you are ready to leave it at any time. We can love the body, respect the body, and honor the body without being attached to it or identifying with it. Living every moment as though it were your last chance to enjoy this universe adds zest to living. You can put into every action the consideration that the action is between life and death. The concept of the angel of death helps you to control the dream when you are awake. By making a friend of the angel of death, you can lose the biggest of human fears. Once you have nothing to lose, everything changes. We can live for the pleasure of living. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Do you believe in repenting? What if the kingdom of heaven's within you? Do you think you would enter, huh? What do you know, huh? How do you know truth from the pit of your soul, or just cause somebody told you? Do you think about what you think about? Do you see yourself in the people that you hang around? Keep quiet, let me think aloud. Listen up, wanna break it down and question your perceptions. I'ma break it down and question your perceptions. Do you ever question your perceptions? Do you ever question it? Oh yeah. What if your money was worthless? Then would you know what your worth is and reconsider living with a purpose? How would you determine what work is? Are you seeking what's easy to purchase, or is it deeper than what's on the surface? Do you question your perceptions? Ever so is real, huh? It ain't your politicians, nor your status. All of that is fiction, so it's real, huh? It ain't your entertainment, nor the industry. I heard it's filled with fake shit. And I need truth over everything, yeah. I need truth above all else. Just I need truth over everything, yeah. Give me the truth, give me the truth, give me the truth, yeah.